Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's AJ. Today we're going to be talking about credit and how you can leverage it to make you more and to get you more. Make your money work for you and get more out of it than you normally would using credit. One of the most important things about credit is your credit score. So we're also going to be talking about how to build your credit score fast and reliably. Now, when it comes to leveraging credit, we're talking about credit cards, obviously. Credit cards have many different incentive programs in the form of points, airline miles. There's even big sign-up bonuses sometimes when you sign up for the credit cards and you use a certain amount within a certain amount of time. They give you 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 points or miles just for signing up for their card. That's pretty awesome. But we got to build our credit to get to that point to be able to use this to our advantage. Because these point systems, these rewards, these incentives, they're basically free money. You spend money like you normally would, but you get points, and then you use those points later, and you get free stuff. That's awesome. And much better, obviously, than using cash or using a debit card, which would not give you those rewards normally. Now, before we begin, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. Leave a like on this video. Make sure that thumbs up turns blue because that's what the YouTube algorithm likes to see, isn't it? Thank you. So let's get right into it. Even if you have cash to buy things, use credit. Have a credit card and use it instead of cash because it has so many advantages in the form of incentive programs. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need to build your credit. Building your credit is the most important thing. Now, credit card has that word credit. Building your credit means bringing up your credit score. Now, credit score can be anywhere between 300 and 850 or something like that. And a really good credit score sits around the mid 700s and up. So how do we get there? First, knowing your credit score is important. So I would say check it fairly often, at least twice a year, just to make sure that everything's okay and there isn't anything strange on there. There's a bunch of different websites that will let you do this. So please Google them and see what you can do to know your credit score at all times. Building your credit score is so important because not only will it let us get the credit cards we want to leverage, to use their systems to get more for our money, but they'll even give you access to low interest rates when you need to get a loan. Let's say you're buying a car. Let's say you're getting a mortgage on a house. You're starting a business and you want a business loan. You're going to get the best interest rates if you have really good credit. Now, one thing when it comes to your credit score is the length of your credit history. So when you're building your credit score, one thing to do is start now. Don't wait. Don't think, I need to get my first credit card and it's going to take time and I have to do this and I'll do it next month, next year. No, the length of your credit history is important, so start today. Sign up for your first credit card today, get a loan, do something to start building your credit right now. Don't wait. The length of your history is highly important. Another thing that's important is your use of available credit. Now, what I mean by this is, let's say you have a credit card and it has a $10,000 limit, but you use $1,000 every month. You're using 10% of that $10,000. That's pretty good, but you want that number very low. You want to use a really low percentage of your available credit. So let's say instead of having one credit card with a $10,000 limit, you have two credit cards and each one has a $10,000 limit. Put together, that means your available credit is $20,000. Now, if you're still only spending that $1,000 a month, let's say $500 on each card, you're only using 5% of your available credit. This looks much better on your credit history. So make sure you can have as much available credit as possible and use as little of it to show that, companies are willing to lend you or give you a line of credit of so much money, but you're not really using all of it. You just have buying power. That's good. Now, one of the most common sense things when it comes to building credit and keeping credit up is making on-time payments. If your payment is due on the 15th of the month, make sure that you have paid it in full before the 15th. Always, every time, forever. Make on-time payments. Making on-time payments every time is going to tick your credit score up each time. Never stop doing that. On-time payments. Common sense. Please do it. Always. Okay? Good. Now, there are things that can tick down your credit score. One of those things is inquiries. So getting started building your credit, you may want to just say, oh, I'm going to apply for every single credit card I can see. I'm going to go to a credit card website and it's going to show me 10 cards and I'm going to apply to all 10 of them. Do not apply to 10 credit cards simultaneously, because inquiries into your credit, when a credit card company checks your credit history, that can look negative if there's many of them in a short period of time. So apply for 1, 2, max maybe 3 credit cards. See if you get approved. If you don't get approved for a card, then apply for another one. If you don't get approved for that one, apply for another one. But don't just like throw a net hoping to get as many credit cards as possible. That's not how it works. Get one, then get another one, then get another one. This looks much better, because if you just throw out as many applications as possible, you look desperate. And I don't think anybody wants to loan desperate people money. I know I don't. You probably don't either. Neither do big credit card companies. Keep that in mind. Another thing on your credit report that can affect things is debt. You obviously don't want bad debt. But is all debt bad? No. There is such a thing as good debt, even great debt. Good debt is having debt that you're using for life things. Let's say you have a mortgage on a house and you're paying it on time every month. You have a loan for a car and you're paying it on time every month. These things look good. A company is lending you money and you're paying it back on time to have something that is necessary for life. Good. Good debt, as long as you're paying it on time. But there is great debt. Let's say you have a business loan. Or let's say you have a loan on a property that you're renting and you're making income off that. This is a loan that is generating money. Not just you're paying it back, but it's generating an income for you. If you have someone loaning your money and you're multiplying that money by getting income, that looks great. So debt is not always bad. Just know which debt is good and which debt is bad. You know, having a mortgage is fine. Having a business loan is great. All right, so we know how your credit score works. We know things that we can do to increase it. But now we want to get that credit card. We want to have these high-level credit cards that can give us tons of points. They have tons of incentives, and we can get a lot more for our money than just using cash. But what if I have zero credit? What if I'm just starting? What do you need to do? Okay. If you're really just starting out and you really have horrible credit, you're not going to be able to get a nice credit card that's going to have all these incentives. You got to start somewhere. So you're going to have to get what's called a secured credit card. You go to a bank, they have generally secured programs. What that means is you give them a deposit. Let's say you give your bank a $100 deposit to get a secured card. That means your $100 is securing the limit on the card. So your $100 deposit, that's a $100 limit you have on your card. Okay? If you spend $100 of your limit, so you max it out, and then you don't pay it, your $100 deposit is going to pay for that card. Okay, makes sense? So if you give $500 deposit, you have a $500 limit, and so on. Get a secured card, start using it for daily things, buying groceries, getting lunch, putting gas in your car, and pay it off immediately in full. Okay? Do this for a few months. After you've been doing that for about 3 to 6 months, you can apply for an entry-level credit card. A very popular choice is Capital One. Capital One's got a lot of different cards. A lot of people sign up from them when they have low credit and they approve people well, and they've got good programs. Get a decent card with a decent limit, then start using it. Again, use it for daily things. Don't use too much of your available credit. Remember that your use of available credit is part of your credit score. So if you have a $1,000 limit, do not use $1,000. Try to keep your percentage of available use down. So use it again for buying your groceries, putting gas in the car, whatever you want, and make sure you pay it in full every month. Keep out of trouble. Do not let your credit start building up and how much you owe every month start building up and only make the minimum payments. No, pay it in full. Treat your credit as cash. Don't use cash, use credit, but pay it in full, always. This will keep you out of trouble. Now, if you've been using that entry-level credit card for a few months, let's say 6 months or so, you can start applying for a higher level card. Probably a charge card is the way I would go. A charge card, all that means is you're supposed to pay it in full every month. You're not supposed to carry a balance month to month. Now, some of them actually, they'll let you bend the rules and they might let you do it, but you're not supposed to do that. My favorite card of these is the American Express Gold Card. The reward programs that they give are just awesome. The points can be used for airline miles. The points can be used to buy hotel stays. The points can be used to actually buy items. The points can be used to pay your bill. They can be used for anything. Their sign-up bonus is just fantastic. Now, it changes all the time, so you'll have to look up what it really is online right now. But man, it is worth it, highly worth it. You can also get a card like a Chase Sapphire, something like this. Now, the thing is, these higher level cards, they do have hefty yearly fees, over $100. Now, that may sound like a lot to somebody if you have a credit card now that costs $0. But let me put it into perspective. Let me explain to you how great these reward programs are. I have an American Express Gold Card, and I've been able to get 3 round-trip airfare to Japan. I have flown across the entire world 3 times for free, just by using my credit card. You use your credit card, you get points, you get what you want. I wanted to get airplane tickets, so I transferred my points to miles. I got airplane tickets that were worth a lot of money, and I flew across the whole world 3 times. That very much more than paid for the yearly fee on that card. The yearly fee on the card is completely insignificant compared to the incentives that I was able to get. This is leveraging credit to get more for your money. This is our goal. This is what we're trying to do, and these are the things that you can do. Research which card maybe gets you what you want. But again, I use the American Express Gold Card, and I wouldn't use any other card because I love the incentives they give me, and I use it mostly for travel. Think about it this way. If you can build up to get a high level credit card and you can use it for all your daily expenses and things like that, and you're paying it off in full every month, and it gets enough points within a year to pay for a yearly vacation. You can take a vacation every year, and it costs you the use of your credit card. It doesn't cost you any extra money. That's awesome. And it's something you can do now. Build your credit, get a good credit card, start using it instead of cash, leverage your money, make your money work for you. The more money you have, the more money you have available to work for you. Again, try to keep out of trouble. Make sure your credit card is paid in full every single month. Don't try to carry a balance over, pay the minimum amount. Do not exceed your means. Don't all of a sudden charge more than you would spend in cash every month. Remember, think about how much you have to spend every month and just buy the things you would normally buy anyways on this card. Buy your meals, buy your groceries, pay your gas, pay your normal bills, things like that. And that's where you'll get the points. Research the incentive programs for signing up for credit cards. Remember I said your use of your available limit is important? That means you should have a few different credit cards with high limits so that you can increase that available amount and use each one for a different thing. Now, when you're doing this, look at the sign-up bonuses because you might be able to get tons of points, tens of thousands of points just for signing up for the card and using a few $1,000s within a couple months on that card. Those thousands of points, tens of thousands of points, could well be worth more than the couple $1,000s you had to spend in that short amount of time. So look at the cards available to you once you've got your credit score up and go to town. Leverage your buying power to get more for your money than you could with cash. It's worth it. Now, I hope you got a lot of value out of this video, and if you did, and you didn't before, smash that thumbs up button. Make him turn blue for me. I can't thank you more for anything else. Subscribe to keep up to date on this weekly content and share the video with your friends so that other people can get the same value that you did. And I'll see you next time.